the Jones family, I cannot thank them enough for believing in me, and being able to have those relationships with them, Mr. Jones, Steven, that means the world to me. And being able to have those conversations, those real conversations, and be straightforward in them is special to me. And like I said, I'm really thankful that they were believing in me, and I'm excited to get going.
All smiles from Jake Ferguson after signing a 4-year, $52 million extension, $30 million of that guaranteed. He's now the 7th highest paid tight end in the NFL, so he's locked in for the long haul, but so are we here on Inside Cowboys Training Camp, driven by forward Nicole Hutchison alongside Kyle Youmans. And Kyle, this obviously sends a message. Talking about Jake Ferguson, who has been so much to this offense, but what message does this send to this team?
Well, it says that he's the safety blanket for Dak Prescott for the next 4 years to come. Of course, Dak Prescott under contract for the next 3 years. Jake Ferguson has that 4-year extension, and he is the highest paid tight end now in Cowboys history. So not only 7th highest in the NFL currently, but highest paid tight end ever to wear a Cowboys uniform, and that shows that 2023 season, they don't believe as a front office was a fluke. He had a phenomenal season in 2023, turns around 24, dealt with the injury early in that opener against Cleveland, battled his way back in, but never really found the same groove in 2023. This is a young tight end room with guys like Brevin Spanford, Luke Schoonmaker, and then Ferguson, who was only drafted a couple years back in the 21 draft to be a guy to utilize. I really enjoy seeing Jake Ferguson as a part of this offense. I think Brian Schottenheimer is going to use him in this offense in a good way. It's a message that he is a big piece of this moving forward.
Yeah, and Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones telling me on Sunday just about the fact that Jake Ferguson has carried every characteristic that they want in a football player in terms of character, leadership, as a player on the field as well. But when you talk about the vision that possibly Schottenheimer has for him, what do you think that is?
Well, I think they want to continue that connection that he has with Dak Prescott. And you've got the 1 and 1B receiver in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Jake Ferguson doesn't have to do anything specific. He can step into a 3rd option role, maybe even a 4th option, and continue to do what he does best, and that is catch the ball in the flat, that is the block on the outside, and to use the seam exceptionally well. Go up and get the football, Jake Ferguson. That's exactly what they're asking him to do. That's what I anticipate he'll do in Brian Schottenheimer's offense.
Can we get a 2023 Jake Ferguson like you mentioned?
I would love that.
We would all love that. We'd also love to see how Tyler Booker, the first-round draft pick in 2025, how he continues to stack good days here. That's up next on Inside Cowboys Training Camp.
Inside Cowboys Training Camp, presented by Ford, is brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. This segment is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back into Inside Cowboys Training Camp, driven by forward Nicole Hutchison alongside Kyle Youmans. And the injuries have already started to hit the Dallas Cowboys roster. You've got to talk about a guy in Rob Jones who signed a 1-year deal with him, $3.75 million. This obviously gives some more opportunities for Tyler Booker, takes off that competition for him just a little bit, but just talking about what does this mean for Tyler Booker moving forward?
Well, it is his job to lose now. I think that was always the case, but maybe even more so without a guy like Rob Jones that comes in with NFL experience and with significant experience. I still anticipate guys like Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass, both were mentioned by Brian Schottenheimer as an opportunity to see them rotate in. I don't think they'll challenge the first-round rookie in that right guard spot. But this is a big loss for Dallas because of a depth standpoint on the offensive line, and also not to mention Rob Jones has been mentoring Tyler Booker. That says a lot about his character and what he brings to this football team. After practice, it's Rob Jones, it's Tyler Booker having those extra reps, those extra teaching sessions, even though they've been in competition against each other. So I really was bummed to see the news from Rob Jones, a neck injury. Hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later, but it is Tyler Booker's job to lose now, and we'll see how he goes and takes it in training camp.
I like what you said there. It is Tyler Booker's job to lose. He's already started to feel that adversity on Saturday, having to take second-team reps. Let's hear what he has to say about it.
I'm learning everything about the game of football right now. Like you got to approach every day, every level with a white belt mentality, and that means that like you're at the lowest level. You have to understand that there's so much more for you to learn. And like I feel like no matter if I'm in year 1 or Lord willing year 10, I'm always going to have that mentality because there's always so much more to learn.
How different was yesterday for you? First time we've seen you now with the first team. Just talk about that old mentality and what was that about?
It was very different for me. It's just another opportunity to play football, another opportunity for me to get better. Just competition breeds excellence, you know what I mean? Rob has been playing really well. Coach put him with the ones yesterday. And so just us competing with one another. But at the end of the day, we're teammates. Like Rob, like that's my big brother. And then just that was my goal coming into the league, like find a good vet who's going to be able to help me along the way. Like I had 2 good vets at Alabama and Javion Cohen and Emil Ekiyorn. Like those are still my big brothers to this day. I talk to them all the time. So Rob has really stepped up for that role with me. So I'm very appreciative.
You talked about trying to get better and doing everything to get better. You're at white belt. Shadi kind of mentioned that you may have, I don't know if hit a wall, but just some things, struggles. Have you noticed that? And just talk about fighting through that. There's
going to be struggles. Like I knew there was going to be struggles coming into this year. Like I'm a rookie. I'm going up against guys who are a year 5 and 6, and it's my first. My first training camp, so I knew there were going to be struggles, and then just taking it one day at a time, one play at a time, one rep at a time. Like Rome wasn't built in a day, and I know that there's a lot more that I have to improve on in order to be seen as a contributor on this team. So I knew the struggles would come, but I'm prepared to handle any adversity that comes my way.
For a young rookie like Tyler Booker, how important is it for him to learn early that camp is about competition every single day and earning your role every day?
Well, especially whenever it's on every part of paraphernalia you could possibly think about. It was on the key cards when we walked in to the hotel, compete every day. It's extremely important. And as a rookie, you have a chance to set the tone for what your first season is going to be. You're going to be behind the 8 ball in a couple of areas. These veterans will be a step ahead. Coach Schottenheimer even alluded to that in his press conference earlier in the week. But I think Tyler Booker has all the physical traits. He has all the mental traits. He's just got to piece it together in his first year in the NFL.
Well, about week 1.5 kind of down. We got a lot of more days here in Oxnard to go, but whose stock is rising so far through padded practice? Find out up next.
This segment was brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to wrap things up here on Inside Cowboys Training Camp, driven by Ford. Nicole Hutchison alongside Kyle Youmans. And Kyle, I have to ask you, through the first couple of padded practices, whose stock has risen the most for you?
Well, it's also the guy who I said had the rising stock through OTAs and minicamp as well, and that's Kyer Elam at the cornerback position for a couple of reasons. One, he's playing good football. He's finding his way to the ball. He was sticky in coverage. He's been a veteran leader in that secondary room. That, for the second reason he's a rising stock, is a little bit thin right now. The fact that Kyer Elam is looking to the side and he sees Trayvon Diggs working with the rehab group, Savone Revel, the third-round rookie out of East Carolina, working with the rehab group. I want to see this Kyer Elam train keep on rolling on the tracks like it has through the entire offseason. Maybe a change of scenery was what he needed. He's shown so far that he has been a valuable pickup through the offseason coming over from Buffalo in the trade. I hope he continues because the Cowboys secondary needs a guy like Kyer Elam to step up big.
Yeah, he's had some really good days, but I'm going to go with a guy like Maris Liufau. His second year, he feels a lot more comfortable in terms of his instincts have gotten better. He had a forced fumble on John Stevens on the opening play in team drills on Sunday. I love to see his energy as well, showing his ability to play in coverage as well. So a lot of good things to keep watching. The Cowboys have a rest day on Tuesday. We got a lot more Inside Cowboys training coming for you in the next couple of days. So make sure to stick with us here in Oxnard, California. Nicole Hutchison and Kyle Youmans will be back here on Tuesday.
Inside Cowboys Training Camp, presented by Ford, was brought to you by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.